Pat Mannix from Paris Financial here today to talk to you about self-managed super funds and the huge changed environment we've seen over the last couple of years. So just a little bit of history going way back to the early 90s. Superannuation became an obligation for all employers, and certainly through the late 90s and early 2000s the government brought in what was called simple super or simpler super. And it wasn't only simpler, it was really beneficial for people as well. Tax rates dropped, all sorts of advantages started to come out around about that time, and pretty much for a 15-year period, every single decision around superannuation and in self-managed superannuation was really good for clients and for tax. There was one decision made by the Liberal government going way back, which was to knock out a superannuation surcharge, again making things even better. However, in the last 3 years, things have completely changed. Not only from a tax viewpoint, my favourite topic, the tax has got a lot more stringent. The benefits have dropped a fair bit, especially for those who were 55 or 60 going into a transition to retirement phase. A lot of those tax benefits have disappeared. But more importantly, for me as a tax accountant involved in superannuation, I cannot advise a client now whether to go into a superannuation fund, how to invest their money, and what sorts of pensions they should be trying to access on retirement. So taxation accountants are completely been shut out, whereas for that 15-year golden period, we were able to advise, guide our clients, and pretty much we could look at a potential client with about $200,000 in their self-managed super fund and get them up and going, and off they would go. And for a lot of our small business clients, as I've mentioned before, self-managed super funds are their darlings, and they've saved a lot of tax and driven their investment strategies and got really good returns. Now, what's happening today with self-managed super funds? Well, if you want to start a self-managed super fund, or you want to talk to someone about contributions and investment strategies and pensions and those sorts of things, and you also want to invest your own money, so you don't want to see a financial advisor or a private wealth planner, you'll need to go and see a self-managed super fund specialist. And it is important these days. You're looking at starting a super fund now with more $250,000 to $300,000 because of the extra costs. But the self-managed super fund specialised advisors are really important with the changes in the laws and the heat that's got on the industry as well. So make sure that you go and see a self-managed super fund advisor. We have one here, of course. Tanya's our self-managed super fund specialised advisor, so she's licensed to give advice, and she'll look after you when talking about your retirement nest egg. And for people in their superannuation, they're good changes in the law. It's taking people's superannuation, making sure they're advised properly by someone who can talk about investment strategies, slow them down on things like pensions and contributions and those sorts of things. And it does take different professional development as a self-managed super fund specialist advisor to your garden variety tax accountant like me. So if you're looking at your superannuation fund, if you've got a current one or you're thinking of setting one up, just remember, for contributions, setup of funds, investment strategies, etc., if you cannot do it yourself, and I doubt you'll be able to do it yourself, it's very difficult, you need to see a self-managed super fund specialist advisor. The world's changed, folks. Make sure you get the right advice in this space. See ya.